Hey, my name is Stephen Merrill, and for my mechatronics final project, the problem that I'll be solving is that growing up I loved playing basketball. Play with my brothers, with friends, with teams. And the one frustrating thing about shooting is that there's no way for the ball to return to you where you are on the court. You either have to get lucky with the rebound or have to go shag it yourself. And that just takes up time in the practice. And so for my mechatronics project, I created the basketball returninator. Let's take a closer look. To create this project, I wanted to make a closed feedback loop that uses a user input value that compares with a sensor measured value. And the error between those two is input into a PID controller that adjusts an actuator to reduce that error down to zero. So let's take a look at the components that make up that closed feedback loop and see it in action. So to start, we plug in this power bank that powers the Arduino, which lights up the display saying basket shoot PID. And then it begins by showing the set value, which is determined by the user input, and the actual value, which is determined by my gyroscope accelerometer sensor. And there's a tolerance of about 2, which reduces jitter in the servo and makes the movements more smooth. So coming over here, we have the user input, which is, as I said, an IR remote, which is picked up by an IR receiver. And as we click 0, which corresponds to -45 on the court, 2, which is centered on the court, and 4, which is +45 on the court. Behind this basketball deflector, we have the gyroscope accelerometer sensor, which shoots the actual value of the angle to the display, and the error between the set value and the measured value is put into a PID controller, which is computed by the Arduino. And the PID sends that error value to an actuator and controls the actuator, which is attached under here, a servo motor. The PID controls that servo to reduce that error down to 0. So seeing it in action, you can see as I press 0, the set angle is adjusted by the PID as well as the servo. And you can see that even as I try to move it, it always adjusts back to within that tolerance of 2. Right. And then we go back to 0 and to +45. Okay, so starting, you can choose any position on the court. I'm going to choose the center position. So as you can see, as I click the button, it goes to 0 degrees. And then as I shoot it, it goes in and then rolls out to where I am from shooting. I can collect it again, shoot again, or move to a different position. All right, so from that center position, I'm going to move to the +45 position. So as you can see, when I'm here, I click the button, it moves to that +45. The servo rotates based on the gyroscope. And as I shoot, it rolls out, bounces out, and then rolls out to me. This ball's a little flat, but it rolls out to me, you get the idea. So I can take a shot again or move to the -45 position. Okay, and then from the +45, we move to the -45. Right here, and you can see as I click the button, it moves, with the PID controlling it. And as I shoot, it goes in,